I'd like to call the meeting of the Lawrenceville City Council to order. We'll open with a prayer and a pledge. Ron, can you lead us, please?
Heavenly Father, we just again thank you for a wonderful day, and we pray you use it when as I will. Pray that you be with those that are affected by the extreme weather and storm. Pray that you be with them. Pray that you be with us who make decisions for the city. Give us an open mind, hear and listen, and do what's best for the citizens of Lawrenceville. Pray that you be with our first responders and their families as they keep us free. Also want to raise up thank you, dear God, for our basketball team that's represented Lawrenceville very well. Pray to be with the young men, the cheerleaders, the fans. Again, the sportsmanship they displayed and the way they conduct themselves makes Lawrenceville very proud. We just pray to be with them and in their future endeavors. Pray in my name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Rodney, roll call, please.
Burr. Dunn.
Here.
Rich. Goin.
Here.
Green.
Here.
Bookman.
Here.
Warder.
Thank you, Rodney. Is there anyone that would like to address the Lawrenceville City Council? Okay. Gail? Rich? Your name, I'm sorry?
Kelsey.
Kelsey?
Miss
Tara?
Tara Davis.
Yes, Tara. Scott? Louis?
Keith.
Okay.
And what's on in the back?
Yes, sir. Stephen?
Stephen Johnson.
Yes, sir. Okay. You received your minutes of the regular council meeting of February 12th, 2026. Had a chance to evaluate those, read those. Is there a need for any changes, corrections, modifications?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I'd ask for the December meetings to be changed, meeting minutes. This will be my third request. Can you direct me to where those have been changed at?
I cannot. Rodney can.
Are they going to be changed?
If they will be.
This is the third month I've requested.
Okay. Put that on your list. Minutes of February 12th, 2026. Any changes? Seeing none, I would ask for a motion to approve the minutes of the February 12th, 2026 meeting.
Motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Received the bills of the city, sewer and water departments. Finance committee had a chance to look those over. Maybe you all had a chance to look at those. Is there a motion to approve the bills of the city, sewer and water departments for February of 2026?
Motion.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a second. Roll call vote, please.
Warder.
Yes.
Bookman.
Yes.
Green.
Yes.
Goin.
Yes.
Rich. Dunn.
Yes.
Burr.
Yes.
Thank you, council. Treasurer's report. John, do you have anything for us tonight?
I don't really have anything with the CDs. The next CDs that are coming up will be in June. I was trying to help just reach out a little bit. And I found out through some friends of mine who are a little more political than what I am. They go to some of the venues. But there is a kind of a directive through Tammy Duckworth's office, who is a U.S. Senator, and a lady by the name of Katie Keller, who works for her. She was very nice. She got back with me really quick through an email and then called me. But there is a congressional directed spending program. They are now taking applications by grant that, and I talked with her and told her some of the things that we were experiencing with storm sewer and sewer issues. Things like they look to help small rural towns do would be like purchase the truck. They've done things that are equivalent to $300,000 projects to $7 million projects. So I do have that paperwork in an email to me. I'm not a grant writer. It looks like it's pretty foolproof. I mean, it just kind of is the basics, but there are some things there that I'm not, I don't know the city's FIEN number, things like that I would need some help with. But if it's okay, I don't mind filling out the
Sometimes what we
paperwork.
do is we work through Greater Wabash Regional Planning because they're sort of the regional experts on that kind of thing. If you could provide us with that information, maybe we can share that with them and they can help
So-
us reach out.
You do want this, or?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. But it opened, I think, the 12th. It closes the 24th.
Pretty quick.
Yeah. The application's not real long. It's not real wordy, not verbatim. It's more or less a little bit about your town, what you're kind of looking for these funds to help you with. The only thing about it is, when I talked to her about the sewer clean out truck, things like that, it's kind of like a 15-month process. So, like a lot of grants, I think, are that way. It's not a quick turnaround. And she made sure that she explained that to me.
Some things, we need quickly, some things are,
Right,
long-term,
right.
I think, we'll go for it.
But there are, I just tried to come up, like, they don't do like, I don't know if they would do a sewer lining project. They don't do projects like total renovations of sewers and things like that. They're looking more at pieces to the puzzle, yeah.
Do you know who's letting this out, what department or anything?
It's called the Congressional Directed Spending. So this is a federal program, not a state program. So Tammy Duckworth is, this Katie Keller that works in her office directed me toward this. But I have quite a few emails from her. I'd be glad to share these with anyone. But it's a pretty good start. I mean, she said there's so many things that it could be used for. And they've helped, she mentioned she knew where Lawrenceville was because she's from Southern Illinois. She enjoyed hearing about our basketball team. But she's down near El Dorado, somewhere down by there, Marion. But they've helped a lot of towns in that area acquire equipment, different parts, like you say, that would be effective in what we need, so. Okay.
Mr. Mayor, is there anything that precludes us from doing our own, in the contract with Greater Wabash, from doing our own grant application if it's as simple as Mr. White is suggesting? Are you aware of anything that would keep us from doing that?
No, but I think it has to be done through the city of Lawrenceville, not independent.
Right,
Citizens do it.
right. Yeah. I wasn't gonna do it independently. It would be
I
done.
wasn't suggesting that either. I just,
No,
Yeah, it would be done through the city. I was just reaching out.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I will say Greater Wabash has done lots of these, so they might be a good resource for us to help us do what we need to do.
I understand that. I don't think you should write off what Mr. White's suggesting, though, that it
Not
might
at
be
all.
simple.
Nobody is.
Mr.
It might be a
Volkman,
simple
nobody
process
is,
to
Mr.
do.
Yeah.
Volkman, we appreciate him bringing that to us. And
But I guess you tell me tonight, because I'd be glad to at least fill it out and bring it to someone to double check it, or bring it here to be filled out.
And to be clear, I wasn't suggesting we not.
Right.
I was suggesting maybe we look into it, maybe it's something we can do.
Yeah.
Well, there's a Greater Wabash meeting Thursday night, so we'll see those folks Thursday night too, and they could probably give you some insight and help us.
Come by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other, do you have any questions for me, for treasurer?
I do. Do you compile the CD report? Or
Yes.
You do put that together,
Yes.
this report?
No. No, that's done through the clerk.
Okay. I would just ask, Rodney, if it'd be possible to add some columns at the bottom that shows how much is in each account. Would that be possible to do? Like how much is in the cemetery total, how much is in the cemetery?
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
John, when we cashed in that CD for the perpetual care for the
Right.
cemetery, there's still some cash left, right?
Right. I think they used about half of the 98, maybe.
There's some thought that the cemetery might need like a side-by-side.
Mhm.
So we'll get some quotes on that. Maybe
Sure.
Think about that.
Yeah, and if it's still okay, remember I talked about trying to ladder these so they would be, maybe, they would come due each quarter of the year instead of, we're kind of at the tail, or, the middle of the year on.
Yeah.
So maybe when these ones in June come up, we could do some 3-month CDs somewhere, or something that would just kind of get us into a different,
Different cycle.
different cycle. Because there's a lot of them here that we could go throughout the year and they would be better, maybe even get better rates, but you could get the money quicker if you needed it.
Look it over and make a recommendation.
Okay,
Thank you. Amy, with the Lawrence County Memorial Hospital.
It's my turn? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Hello, I'm Amy Hurley. I'm the CEO at Lawrence County Memorial Hospital. I did make a request to the council. I wanted to give a brief update. So thanks for having me tonight. I know you have a big agenda, so I did write this down so I can hit the important points and keep things moving for you. So I'm pleased to share an initiative that will help protect Lawrence County residents from unexpected air ambulance costs during a medical emergency. As part of our commitment to the community, the hospital has secured a municipal membership with AirVac for residents across Lawrence County. The municipal membership program provides coverage for Lawrence County residents who require medically necessary air transport within Lawrence County. This means that when a resident experiences a serious medical emergency and must be transported by air from within the county, the membership will help protect from significant out-of-pocket expense associated with air medical transport. It's important to be clear, patient choice, this is the most important part, patient choice and professional medical decision-making will always guide the important transport decisions. This is not in any way, we're not advocating for that to be the only direction for Lawrence County. It is absolutely a patient choice to be able to make those decisions. Air medical transport occurs only when EMS personnel and medical providers determine that a patient's condition requires urgent transfer, and that cannot be safely delayed. I want to thank our hospital board of directors for supporting this initiative. It is an innovative and practical approach to a common rural healthcare challenge. Their leadership has helped make this community-focused solution possible. I also want to recognize the strong partnership we have with our local EMS. Their dedication and rapid response are essential to emergency care in Lawrence County. This program only strengthens that system and supports timely access to treatment. In rural communities like ours, distance should never determine our access to care. This initiative helps ensure that when minutes matter most, residents can focus on getting the care that they need without the burden of potentially high air medical transport costs. So we are really not here to ask for anything. We are just here to begin sharing the message that we have secured the membership. We signed the contract as of March 6th, so it is technically in effect. We're trying to find appropriate ways to communicate with the community I'll be at the county board meeting on Wednesday. I've reached out to Bridgeport and the other mayors as well. I just wanted an opportunity to say thanks to our board members at the hospital for doing this. It's important. And transportation in rural America, not just Lawrence County, is difficult. And so this is a fantastic way. I'm really proud of what we're able to do for this community to make sure you get where you need to go.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Amy.
See you guys.
Next item on the agenda is the Ward 1 vacancy consideration. I'd like to put forward James Robert Hedge as a nomination for the position of Ward 1 vacancy. Does anyone like to make a motion to in that regard?
I'll make the motion, Mr. Mayor.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it. Okay.
Teresa?
Yeah,
Second?
I'll second it, yes.
Roll call vote, please.
Any discussion?
Yes, sir.
I just have a few questions about the process, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
I'm curious if you asked any of the other applicants besides Matt Broff what their association was with me.
Don't recall.
Was there a reason why you asked him that question?
I asked him because he had not come to me with issues regarding the sewer system, but had had conversations with you. I thought he was living one on the same block as this one would.
He was at work that night. Did you ask him how many times he had met me and what his association? You did not? Okay. I would like to make a statement before I cast my vote. I had nothing at all against Mr. Hedge. I even employed him at one point. We had a good relationship, as far as I'm concerned. I would hope he'd say the same. It's just unfortunate, in my view, that we didn't take advantage of the vast wastewater treatment knowledge that Mr. Broff has at a time that I would argue our town needs someone like him on our council more than ever. I'm also concerned that one of the deciding factors that you used to see Mr. Hedge in a conversation you had with me was that you wanted someone that would, you liked his answer on protecting union members, whether they were popular or not. I would argue that the union has representation of their own for that. Not that that's not a concern of the council. We should be fair and treat everyone in fairness. But I just don't think that that was that should have been a deciding factor. I think we should have a balance between administration and union. And I was disheartened to know that you asked Mr. Hedge, or I'm sorry, Mr. Bruff, his association with me. That's all I have to say.
Does he have a job?
He's a plant supervisor for Crane Naval Base, and he runs 3 other plants in Indiana.
Maybe that's the reason. Because
Have you spoken to him?
No, I haven't.
Okay, he can make the
He
meetings.
gave me that.
I understand that. Okay, so I would ask you, what is him having a job? Does Teresa have a job?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody has a
So
job. I'm
what
just
is-
saying the distance that he has to travel.
He lives right here.
I know that.
Okay, if he was off work, he'd walk across the street to the meetings. Or across the parking lot.
I don't know if he was interested in a job or not. I just asked if he had a job. Or.
Oh,
one
I
on the
apologize.
county.
I apologize.
Yeah.
I thought you were asking about his seating. You're asking about him taking the job.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
He
That's
is.
all- That's all I cared about.
Any
My
other
apologies.
discussion?
Call for the question.
Roll call vote, please.
Burr,
Yes.
Dunn. Yes. Fritz,
Yes.
Goins,
Yes.
Green,
Yes,
Bookman,
No.
Waldrop.
Yes.
Pass.
Thank you. Okay, are we swearing in now?
Yep.
I apologize. I thought you were saying he could be here with me.
Yeah. I didn't mean that.
No, sorry. No, I apologize.
I'm gonna read this out loud. Say your name here. I,
James Robert Hedge,
having been appointed to the office of Alderman, Ward 1,
having been appointed to the office of Alderman, Ward 1,
in the city of Lawrenceville and in the county of Lawrence,
in the city of Lawrenceville, in the county of Lawrence,
aforesaid,
aforesaid,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
of Alderman, Ward 1, to the best of my ability.
of Alderperson, Ward 1, to the best of my ability.
Okay, thank you, sir. Do I sign this? Yeah.
I actually go by, my full name is James Robert Hedge, but I go by Bob. For James Robert Hedge for anything official, Bob for the city of Lawrence.
The next item we have on our agenda is sewer rate discussion. This is not an ordinance version, so we will not be voting on this, but we will have some discussion. I don't know if you can find these two documents here. One page looks like this, the other page looks like that. All right. We had the engineering firm HMG, who is the contractor for the new sewer plant, come up with a rate schedule so that we could be compliant with loan requirements. The Finance Committee met with Kurt Benson to have him evaluate and explain in simple terms what these documents meant. There's three options here on how to pay for this as far as rate schedules. There's option 1, option 2, and option 3. Mr. Benson recommended option 2, and he recommended that because it's the most constant income stream. It gets the break-even point in a reasonably quick time. The first one, the 100 cubic feet, puts too much of a burden on the first 100 users. That would be the minimum user would maybe be more of a burden on them. The second one is distributed evenly across the usage categories, and that is more sporadic and not as reliable because you're depending on big users to use a lot of water and a lot of sewer. On the right, you'll see the annual rate increase, the residential metered customers used, and the monthly consumption used for the monthly bill. Average bill was 507 cubic feet, which translates into 750 gallons per 100 cubic feet, so that's about 35 to 3,600 gallons a month. First year, you can see the current rate, $26.60. In both of these, in all three of these, you get about a $15 jump, $14 jump for next year per month. And that will increase until you get into the payoff on the sewer plant, which is in 2031, and then that's when it makes the bigger jump.
I didn't hear the last week.
That's when it makes the bigger jump in 2031. You can see on the right side. So I just want to put that out. Mr. Buckeye will be here Thursday to discuss this with the Utilities Committee, and we're going to go from there. But sooner or later, we'll have to raise the sewer rates. It's been recommended for years by Kurt Benson. It's mandated by the loan requirement. You can see the continued shortfall in the expenses and the revenues of the sewer department. And the sewer rates are lagging the expenses, so that's what dictates that, plus the added expenses of the sewer system. I know Ron, Don, and Jim were available for that meeting and discussion. You have anything to add to that? Okay. Very good. Next item on the agenda is a water for resale rate discussion. The only customer that we sell in bulk to is Petrolia, and we entered into an agreement with them, looks like in 2010, and it runs through 2025, and then we're in 2026. We're still working on that old contract. Try to find that. I don't know if you've seen this page. It's got kind of all right. On the bottom, you'll have a couple of lines going across that says out of city, and that's what, if a person lived outside the city limits, would pay for water. And then at the bottom, it's water for resale. You can see those two lines. So if we're in 2026 right now, that should be at 322. And in 2010 to 2015, it was at 312. 2015 through 2020 is at 312. And up to 2025, it went up to 322. Well, with that contract with Petrolia, the first 5 years they were $1.55 instead of 312. Then it was $1.75 instead of 312, and now we're at 203, and the calculated rate was 312. So given that, and Mike, you can chime in here.
On that here, our biggest deal is the chlorine, our chlorine cost. We have to up our chlorine because they don't have a chlorine injection on their side.
Okay.
And it has to go all the way to Red Hill State Park, all there. So we have to have enough chlorine in town to push it all the way there.
Okay. It's kind of
There's a big cost right there.
But right now, Petrolia, they can opt out anytime they want. Find another buyer. We can, our obligation is to try to provide them with the water as we're contracted. But the contract's running out. Our study says 322. We don't know how much it cost us to manufacture or make water and then to sell it. So kind of at a dilemma there. These rate studies cost $10,000 to $20,000 to do that. So it's pretty expensive. We got this 322. We could negotiate from that and try to bring them up to go from 203 to 322, which might be the neighborly and the fair thing to do. But this study was made years ago, and there was an agreement in 2010, and I think at that time the Lawrenceville City Water was under a lot of scrutiny as far as the quality of the water, and we were kind of needing customers. I'm not trying to say we don't need the customers now, but things have changed, times have changed. So we're going to get into an area of negotiation with the Petrolia Water District. Finance Committee have any thoughts on where you want to go, what you want to do? Do we want to do the study, or do we want to negotiate from where we are, or what do you think?
We can use our figures and come up with a pretty close approximation of what it costs us to produce 100 cubic feet.
Okay.
And then petroleum, go from there. See how it compares to the three.
I think we can learn from what other people are selling water for. That can tell us a lot. I'd hate to have to do this study. It's it's a lot of money for one customer, so. What's your pleasure? Just contact Petrolia, tell them we're willing to negotiate?
Yes. Yes.
Sounds good.
Okay, that's what we'll do. Next item on the agenda is citywide cleanup discussion, nuisance, junk issues. Mr. Volkman asked me to place this on the agenda. I did call Republic and asked them what their thoughts were on citywide cleanup. They said they could do what they did last year, 5 days for similar cost. I don't have those numbers, but that's what they said.
I think we should do it again.
Okay. There were some issues last year with huge piles. People would, you come back, things would get picked up and then they'd come back and place some more out. And so, we have to work with Republic. They've been over backwards last year to help us out. And trouble with the cleanup is that, people need to understand, we're done. We're done. So.
I think it was a little vague at times too, like how it went last time, so maybe if we get a little more structured, I think it will help everybody.
You mean the messaging?
Yeah, I just don't think it was out there very well.
Like, wrapping the mattresses, I don't think that was on there initially, but needs to be.
It needs to be a little more specific, yeah.
Yeah. So we already have a process in place, correct? We could mimic the process from last year? Just maybe
We need to
work on
fine tune
the messaging, I'm sorry,
We need to fine tune some things, yeah.
on messaging, but the contract,
Both.
were there contractual issues then that?
Not necessarily contractual issues, but we'll have to narrow down, what exactly, how much do they want to do this? I don't know if it's 28,000, 29, 30, what it was, somewhere in that range. That's easily, we can find that. I don't know.
What month did we do it last year? Was it May?
May.
Okay. Well, I was prepared to make a motion tonight. I won't, based on what you just said. I would like to see us make a motion, have this on the agenda for next month, and I would plan on making a motion to implement that next month, or hope someone would.
And we can get better like quadrants or whatever, like this is today, this is this day we're picking this up. Let people know that that's today, so if you miss it,
And enforce it.
yeah.
Well, the difficult thing is that you got guys coming here from out of town, from all over the place, and, they're just here to pick up junk. And,
Oh, you mean going through it?
No, not necessarily that, but, the people that are, the guys working for Republic, and all they know is they're in Lawrenceville and they're picking up junk.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I agree with that.
They do the best they can. They did a great job for us last year. They picked up over 100 tons of stuff, like I said.
They have a supervisor that is on top of things though, so if they don't do their job, he will get on.
Junk issues, got one of our employees going around trying to start a list and finding issues that we need to address. We need to work on that as far as identifying names, getting letters out, but I think Jen is starting to try to implement that. Anything else?
What about the enforcement on that? Can we have a sub-meeting to talk about that?
Sure. Okay. You prepared for that, Jim?
Absolutely.
Next item on the agenda is executive session to discuss possible contract. Is there a motion to go into executive session to do that?
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Roll
Aye.
call vote, roll call vote, right, go into executive session.
Yes.
Dunn. Yes. Rich.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Green.
Yes.
Open.
Yes.
Water. Dunn.
executive session.
Motion.
Second.
Next item on the agenda is a vacuum jet truck. We've talked about this a few times. I did get a hold of the company today, and they said they are expecting the truck for an April delivery. Is this something we want to still pursue? Still looking at that?
Yes.
Okay, and we had a week where we needed this truck at least 3 times. Matt can tell you about this more than I can. We had an issue on Locust Street where we needed to have a contractor come in with a truck. We had an issue on 15th Street where we had to have a contractor come in. And then we were doing some excavating, digging, where the jet truck would have been very helpful and like basically sandblast the dirt away, because we get into situations where we've got a water line, we've got a gas line, we've got fiber optics, we can't really use a backhoe. This truck would have been immensely helpful. So, you know, there's a need for that. There's a need almost every day where we could use this to jet out storm sewers. We could use it to pull the debris out of the storm sewers, and that would maintain the streets better, which would help us get some motor fuel tax money to help us with the purchase of this. So if we're still on track with that, as the time comes, we'll get some rates, and we'll be prepared to maybe enter into an agreement next month. That's
So some of the work that needed to be done recently would have been just jetting.
yes.
It's my understanding last month that we have a truck that can do that to a certain extent.
But to a certain extent, but not to the extent that we needed something this time.
Do you know when the last time that we used that truck is? Is everyone here to speak on that?
Last week.
Last week.
The one that we currently have?
Yeah.
So we did use it, okay?
But what we can do is, we can only run about 50 to 75 feet. And it will not pull itself.
Okay, it won't
And
retract.
our from block to block
You're
is a
pulling
lot
back.
longer than that.
Yeah,
So anytime that we have to use it, we can go out there, we can use it, we can spend man hours for 3 or 4 hours, 5 hours, then we have to call Kiefer Brothers. They come in, and then we have to pay for a truck, 2 people.
yeah, it
And
doesn't
it takes
sound,
them 30 minutes to an hour to do what we did in 4 hours.
so in essence, that truck, and that sounds reasonable, that we wouldn't use it. In essence, it sounds like that truck is not usable in its current condition. Would that be,
Yes, for what we need,
for the money to spend on it, it's not usable? Do we know why it went down originally? I don't know if you were here then. Right.
do you guys know Rodney Stevens?
Yeah.
All right, that truck was he says it was new to him when he worked for the city. It was a used truck then.
You know
That's
when
how
that
old it
was?
is.
About when that was?
I wasn't even born.
Oh, that long. Okay. It's only about 25 years, 30 years old.
Probably in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
98,
In the 90s,
99. Okay. When we get into a new vehicle, that's what we end up doing. I would suggest that we have written maintenance records for it. We have FOIA requested the maintenance records for the current one. None exist of any kind. I have heard from sources, I don't know how true it is, and I'm bringing this up because we don't want this to happen again, and no one has mentioned your name, Mike, no one.
Yeah.
That one of the reasons that it's not in better condition than it is now is it had been left outside in freezing temperatures, and those temperatures damaged it. I've heard that from at least 2 sources.
We do not have a place to put it inside.
But we can empty the water out of it, right, and flush it
Empty the water
for
out.
winter, yes,
But you can't get all the water out of
okay.
it unless you.
Then how are we gonna deal with the new one?
Now, we have already talked to the gas company.
Mm-hmm,
We're planning on our building up here. We're gonna put heaters in there.
okay.
The one across the tracks?
No, north of the water.
Right north of.
Gotcha, okay. All right.
We're gonna put heaters in there, and we're gonna heat that.
Good.
And which, the way I understand, that was mentioned back when Mr. Lastly had it, and he said, nah, we don't need it.
Okay. So it sounds like there may be some truth to what I've heard, and I just would hope that we're proactive with the new one to where that doesn't happen.
All right, we'll move forward with the vacuum jet truck. No department heads. Public comment, Gail, please.
Would you okay Doug went first?
Sure. Doug?
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor and Council, thank you for the opportunity to share a few words. I'm going to be commenting on the third poster from the left here, which is a poster of a email communication between Mr. Fritsch and the mayor. And it brings me no pleasure to comment on it, but I just felt like I had to because it's kind of egregious, I thought. If you can't read it, here's what it says. This is by Mr. Fritsch. How bad does Mr. Neal think we stand in that ridiculous lawsuit from the crybabies trying to defraud the city for problems that we have proven were mostly caused by themselves? And then in response to that, the mayor said, I will call you tomorrow. Crazy that these folks are doing this. Their attorney is also the one that is used by a councilman. So I'd like to break this down just a little bit. First of all, the quote, how bad does Mr. Neal think we stand in that ridiculous lawsuit, is not an accurate statement. The lawsuit has not been filed. A letter of intent to sue or a pre-sue letter has been filed to avoid the statute of limitations from timing out due to the delays in actions regarding the damages. As far as Mr. Fritz's opinion that it is a ridiculous course of action, I just kind of wonder if that occurred, or if he had incurred tens of thousands of dollars of damage, he may feel a little bit differently about that. Secondly, referring to the citizens in the city that he represents as crybabies, I quote, is disrespectful, and knowing the full story as I do, and that it's regarding my daughter and son-in-law, I believe it is downright mean. As the father and father-in-law of those he is calling crybabies, I will not stand for that, and I believe an apology is in order.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thirdly, the accusation, and I quote, trying to defraud the city is a very serious matter. It is so serious that if an accusation of fraud is known to knowingly found to be false, and it causes damage to someone's reputation, it can result in the accuser being sued for defamation. Fourth, Mr. Fritsch states that the basement flooding that caused tens of thousands of dollars worth of damage were, quote, problems that we've proven were mostly caused by themselves. Mr. Fritsch, I would say, please enlighten us with your evidence that you have that proves that the flooding was mostly caused by themselves. It has been almost a year and that so-called evidence has not been shown. If it exists, we would all like to see it. On the contrary, real photographic evidence has clearly shown that the disrepair of the sewer and storm drainage system under the street in front of their home, resulting in the collapsed pipes and blockages caused by root balls, caused the water to back up into their basement about 2.5 feet deep. This was further proved to be the case when, after the repairs to the system were made, during the next rainstorm of a similar magnitude, there was no flooding in their basement. By the way, they are grateful for the repairs that were made after the fact. That is a step in the right direction. In summary, I would say, wow, it's 4 errors, insults, and false accusation in one sentence. That might be a record. I have never personally met Mr. Fritsch. I have nothing other than his insults to my family against him. As a fellow human being, I respect him, and I do appreciate his willingness to serve our community on the City Council. However, I would ask every citizen here if this is the attitude that we want in a member of the City Council that represents us. In my research, I found a statement online describing the attributes of a good city council member according to the Illinois Municipal League. It states, and I quote, "An Illinois city council member or alderman must embody a servant leadership approach, prioritizing integrity, ethics, and community service over personal interest. Key attributes include acting with honesty, following ethical laws, maintaining decorum, and respecting staff, residents, and fellow council members," according to insights from the Illinois Municipal League. It is my opinion that if Mr. Fritsch cannot adopt this servant leadership approach, he should resign his seat on the council. So, having said all that, what was the mayor's response to this unprofessional, at best, email message? Quote, again, "Crazy that these folks are doing this." To be clear, what are these folks doing? All they are doing is trying to have their claim with the city settled so they can be reimbursed for the tens of thousands of dollars they have lost due to the loss of valuable property, damages, and the cost of cleanup and reconstruction. In other words, just restore things as close as possible to how they were before the flooding caused by the disrepair of the city's sewer and drainage system. I am not privy to the city's risk management plan, but it seems to me if it were functioning correctly, things like collapsed and clogged sewer pipes would have been identified, repaired, and maintained as part of that plan in order to reduce the risk of liability for the city. There will always be some risk, but that is why a city has a risk management plan, to reduce the risk of being liable for damages. However, if damages do occur due to the lack of proper management, the city is liable for the damages. The EPA has proven that there has been a lack of proper management. I sat right here last fall in a council meeting just like this one and asked the mayor what course of action do those that suffer damage have. And he said they needed to complete the claim form and submit it. And they did that months ago. So the obvious next question would be, well, what's the holdup? I would ask the mayor and the council to do all in their power to help these members of their community in their need. After all, that's what we pay you to do. With all due respect. Thank you.
Gail?
I wasn't able to be at the last meeting. Mayor didn't start the clock. It didn't start. It did start.
Yeah, it started.
You can start. Just keep going.
Yeah.
There you go.
I wasn't at the last meeting, but I heard that there was a call from some of the members to try to get along. You know, why can't we just get along? And I don't feel like we've been trying to be disagreeable. We've been coming with good faith to our city council to give our plea for help. Isn't that what you're supposed to do as servant leaders, to listen to the citizens, to know what we need help with? And that's what we've been trying to do, but it seems like we've had to force the hand too many times. We have gotten some results, some repairs were made. Mr. Tipsword has, his license has been withdrawn for a while. I understand you still want him to be in charge of our drinking water, someone that's been untruthful, not doing his job properly. I mean, I don't understand why we would want someone like that in charge of our drinking water. It's bad enough what he has done with the wastewater, but with our drinking water, I would like to see Mr. Tipsword dismissed and have someone in there who we can trust to do their job and to do it right. You know the story, we've been talking about it for almost a year now. What has happened to Hannah and Scott and the Horns and others, Jennifer, in their basement without any proper recourse from the city. There are 3 council members who are neighbors to Hannah and Scott, who did not reach out once to talk to them, to see what they could do to help them, to provide claim forms or anything. It was all very obvious for the whole community to see that they were in distress. And no one did anything. I think maybe 3 or 4 months later, one person came to talk to them. We know that the water and sewer person, who they called several times, never got back to them for over 100 days. And they were misled to think that the water that flooded their basement was just rainwater, and it turned out to be sewer water. Just this week, they've spent thousands of dollars getting their basement cleaned out and desanitized. They paid $2,000 for a test to be done to see what kind of problems they were having in the basement. They have to pay that again to make sure it's clear. They have 5 children in the home, and nobody seems to care that they're doing anything to help this family, when it was obvious, unlike what Mr. Fritsch said, that it was the city's problem for not taking care of the lines as they should be. I don't want this to be an us against them thing. We just want our servant leaders, and we appreciate your willingness to do the work, to come to the meetings and to try to help the citizens, but there's a disconnect here, and I don't understand why or what that is about. And we're just trying to get some reconciliation for what we have gone through. It seems that there is money there to do this, and literally the Durants have paid tens of thousands of dollars in this, and no one wants to acknowledge it or own up to it. And I don't understand that, and I thought that that's what our city council was for, so that we could come to you for help. I'm not from this community. My husband is, but I've always thought that Lawrenceville was a great community and been proud to be able to live here. It makes me sad that I feel like there's this disconnect in the governing council of our city, and I hope that we can reconcile that soon. Thank you.
Mitch? No. All right.
So, here to ask about the last conversation we had about Mark. What happened with that? What took place? Nothing? Mark Griggs?
Oh, Mark Griggs.
Oh, we just, 30 days later, we forget about it. Yeah, I mean, what happened with that? Nothing?
The snow removal, right? Yeah.
Huh? You guys want me to refresh you? You want me to put it on video? I will. I mean, I'm just...
But it was snow removal, right?
Yeah, snow removal, big conversation about how he didn't like my son. I mean, we want to go into it. I didn't get no phone call saying what happened, so I'm up here today finding out. Wasting my 5 minutes on this when I could have got a phone call. Hey, nothing happened. Don't bring it up next time. Something.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go for it.
When he said that he didn't like your son, was he on clock?
Yeah, yep. He was sitting in the company truck. His buddy was sitting next to him.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm not here to...
Here's the deal. Our people were working long hours. There was a horrendous snowstorm. They were working around the clock. They were stressed out. And maybe some things were said out of context, or maybe they weren't said. There was just a lot of hard work going on at that time. And
It wasn't down in my area, sir, because we couldn't have got a bus in there if we tried. It wasn't down in my area. It might have been in your area, your ward, but it wasn't down in my ward. You guys come in here and you had a big applause, how they did such a good job. It was shit. All right, I mean, this Victor guy, talking about people that I've known since I've been 6 years old that are salt of the earth. I'm over it. Gonna have to get rid of this clown. Same with Mark. It's gonna have to happen, guys. We're gonna roll all your heads. All you baby boomers, we're over it. We're over it. It's gonna happen. So, that being said, You don't want to give me a phone call, I'll call you.
Okay.
Yep. You know, this whole keeping iron on, she's right. She's right. This is a shame. This is a shame. I mean, you could have put Matt in either one of this guy's position, either Matt, and you didn't. That's what the people want. That's what I wanted. That's my ward. I come up here every month. For you just to turn down what we asked you to do is a splat in our face. We're over it. We're over it. We want some accountability. We want you guys to start listening to us. I don't even know this guy. I lived here 40 years.
So have I.
Good. That's good. We'll hope you do a good job representing us because I don't know who you are, but I'm going to try to replace you. Same with the rest of you guys. I mean, we're over it. Yep, there's my 5 minutes.
Thank you, sir. Kelsey?
Hello. Ready? All right, so it says, "Good evening, members of the council and fellow residents. I stand before you today not out of malice, but out of the concern for the future of the unity of our community. Effective leadership requires integrity and respect, yet Mr. Victor Fritch's recent conduct, specifically text message and derogatory comments, prove he is no longer fit to serve. These actions do not reflect our values, they only deepen the divide in a community that is tired of being treated as two opposing sides. I feel as though we should stop acting like enemies and start working as one. We deserve a leader who builds bridges rather than burning them, and for the sake of our future, we should allow someone else to take the chair. We are currently at a crossroads where it feels as though we are being forced into two opposing sides, acting more as enemies than neighbors. Our community deserves a leader who prioritizes collaboration over conflict and who can represent every resident with grace and kindness. Because this standard is no longer being met, I believe the most honorable path forward is for this gentleman to step down. It is time for us to move past this and begin the work of working together as one community once again."
Tara?
I don't like coming up here because I have to walk up here after I've been ran over at Walmart parking lot, and we all hate that. There's been no changes at all with the police department. The two officers that I complained about, in fact, are more rude. There's no help for the poor. The kids are crying. We need more help for the kids to do things. There's nothing for them to do. There's too much violence on the streets. Straight up, too much going on. And it is very sad that nobody wants to step in and do the right thing. Nobody wants to do a report on my mother's residence or my residence, and that's fine because I do the report and I make sure that the state has the report too. I was asked by many people to do this, and it's something I don't like to do. But when Miss Beverly Angel Harper tells me I gotta do something, I gotta do it. Let's hope we clean up or ship out. Thank you.
Scott? Sorry, no, there, no, I'll give you a-
Oh, shoot.
I've wondered what it takes to get people involved in local politics and city issues, but I think nobody really cares until it hits you personally. And sadly, to admit, I probably wouldn't be here unless my basement didn't flood last year. And if my neighbors hadn't urged me to get involved and informed me on how to get involved. But I think everyone in Lawrenceville needs to be aware and more involved. Why? Because the local government affects all of us, right, in Lawrenceville. and we've experienced it firsthand with our basement flooding because the sewer lines were not adequately maintained, as far as I understand, and, in my opinion. But this news is getting out. It's online, it's on Facebook. We have a news reporter here tonight. And how's this going to affect the town? Well, when people in our area are, faced with moving or buying a home, do you think they're going to come to Lawrenceville if they know the sewage system doesn't work? If the city government treats people and calls people these kinds of names and makes accusations about them? So if people aren't going to be interested in moving to Lawrenceville, what's that do to your home value? I'm worried about my personal home value. Our whole basement flooded, the finished basement ruined. I got pictures here I can show you of what it looks like right now and what it looked like a year ago. And you know what? If it's not my basement, it could have been anybody's basement in our neighborhood. Have you seen the televised report, the inspection report, Mr. Goins?
Yes.
Mrs. Brewer? You seen the root intrusions, the blockages in your neighborhood?
Yes.
Well, it could have been anybody's house, It just happened to us. And so that decreases the value of my home. When I go to resell, I can't say, oh, it's a finished basement, It's been ruined. Another reason everyone should care is, I already said that, I guess. I'm jumping around. And the sad thing is that the people who have, brought to light some problems and issues, they're getting blamed for the problems. I don't understand that. I mean, if somebody's robbing a bank, someone yells and points it out, who's the one responsible? Is the person robbing the bank, or who's stealing money under the table, or whatever it is. Whoever's doing the crime is the one responsible for it, not the person pointing it out. Right? I'm not alleging any crimes now. But I'd like to address one text message here in particular, although they should all be pointed out to everybody and you should read these. Mr. Fritz, you've accused us of trying to defraud the city and calling us crybabies. This is not like a little issue. It wasn't a little water I had to mop up in my basement. I'm still dealing with the issue right now. 2 weeks ago, I had a mold inspector come to my home, testing everywhere in our house to make sure the mold in the air is not too high. We had a remediation company come in and do lots of work. We got Mount Everest of trash bags in our front yard. And then you say that the problems were caused by us. Not once have I heard that statement from anybody. Mr. Tipser, anybody from the water department, anybody up here has never came and let me know, oh, it was a problem in your home. It was a problem in my home?
Keep going.
What did I do to cause the problem? Is there any answer for that?
35 minutes.
First of all, congratulations, Mr. Hedge. Over the past several days, members of the public have been able to review text message communications between the mayor and several members of this council. Those messages reveal a pattern of behavior that should concern every citizen of Lawrenceville. Teresa Green, who represents the ward where I live, joked about my emails going to her spam folder. To which the mayor responded, "That seems about right," and laughed. Alderwoman Don Brewer congratulated the mayor after his televised interview and told him that he had ruffled Louis' feathers and said, "Good job." The mayor responded, "Mission accomplished." That was the mission? It's terrible. Alderman Russell Goins participated in conversations about the podcast that Alderman Volkman and I host, where we discuss local issues and report documented facts. In those messages, the mayor repeatedly referred to Alderman Volkman as Vladimir, an apparent reference to Vladimir Putin. Alderman Fritsch, Victor Fritsch, referred to Alderman Volkman as Satan and referred to me as a succubus, a female demon who has sex with men in their bed at night. Thanks, Vic.
That's my word.
He also referred to members of the public, people who have experienced damage to the homes from sewer backups, as crybabies trying to defraud the city. If that was said publicly, they could sue you for defamation. In one message, he openly states his hatred for Alderman Volkman, who he calls Councilman Satan. I have documents to prove all of this. During those same messages, the mayor suggested that Alderman Volkman and I are usually up to no good. What is most concerning about these messages is not just the insults, but it's what's missing, and there's nowhere in these conversations that we see discussions about solving problems. Instead, what we see are elected officials acting like children, mocking and dismissing the very people they're elected to serve. That's not leadership, it's not collaboration, and it certainly isn't service to the public. Over the past several weeks, I've reached out to members of this council in an effort to do exactly what many of you have publicly stated you wanted: more collaboration and less argument. I have asked every member of this council, with the exception of Alderman Fritsch, because I don't like him, and Alderman Dunn, who I do like, to sit down with me and Alderman Volkman for a calm, fact-based discussion. So far, these have been the responses. Teresa Green declined to meet if Alderman Volkman is present, even though just last month she made an emotional statement essentially saying, "Can't we all just get along?" Alderman Goins declined. Alderman Waldrop did not respond. Dawn Brewer, to her credit, agreed to meet. We had a very polite, productive meeting. Very professional. Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate your professionalism. The mayor initially did not respond to my invitation. Instead, text messages between the mayor and Alderman Goins said the mayor saying, quote, "Not much to my advantage to get into that situation," unquote. After a second invitation, the mayor simply thanked me for the email and said he needs to evaluate. Tonight, I would like to ask the mayor a question for the record. Will you confirm that Mr. Tipsworth's wastewater operator certification is currently pending suspension by the Illinois EPA?
That's true.
That is true. Will you confirm that whether the United States EPA has instructed that he can no longer sign off on documentation for our wastewater facility?
I'm not aware of
Okay. So it's come to my attention that that the city may be considering retaining Mr. Tipsworth in an advisory role at the wastewater treatment plant while continuing to operate the water plant. That is terribly short-sighted. It is a terrible idea. The trust the public has for Mr. Tipsworth is seriously eroded, and it will further erode as soon as people see the video of this meeting and understand that he is being decertified by the Illinois EPA for his issues. I still have a minute left, sir. The public trust has been broken, and once the public learns of his certification being suspended, he won't have any trust from the public. I want to remind you of something I told you in a previous meeting where I told you that at some point a higher authority may remove your ability to make the decision regarding Mr. Tipsworth's future with the city. It's happening. He's no longer going to be allowed to be our wastewater operator. That's one step. You can still make the decision to dismiss him before either a prosecutor, which this has been referred for prosecution. The federal EPA is investigating him with their criminal division. This is getting ready to be out of your hands. You should make the decision and save face while you can, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Keith.
This is gonna be good.
What do I say now, Ray? Mr. Mayor, by the way, thank you for helping me with the South 15th building. I've been talking to Will Gibson. In fact, he was texting me just a while ago. Boy, this is a mess.
It's a mess.
But we're getting closer. No, we're getting closer, and I'll call you when I find out more about that. Colossians chapter 3, verse 23, since I am a preacher, I might as well, says, "Work at everything you do with all of your heart." My dad always taught me, if you're going to do something, do it well. That makes sense. Do your best, or don't do it. I got a question for the council and the mayor. Do you not want to know as much as you can, as an alderman, board member, an elected official by the people in your ward, in your town, so you'll be able to help your community as much as you possibly can? Are you not here to better our community or listen to our community? We've already heard this already. I'm just kind of wrapping it up, I guess. It seems as if those who want things to be done right, and by the law, those who don't want sewer in their homes, those who want accountability and transparency are considered the enemy. That's just my observation, and crybabies. Why are you on the board? That's just something for you to think in your mind. What is your goal and what is your purpose? To look good? To not make anyone uneasy, or stir the waters? Something is not being done right or legally? Whoa, okay. It seems that this council is bothered by large crowds in this meeting, and the fact that it's being recorded in Channel 10 and all that stuff, which is their right. They do pay your salary. You do work for us. And I think you've forgotten that. I think you have. This seems to make the council very uncomfortable, all this stuff. It's almost as if you're bored or irritated, as if the problems of your community, your ward, are too trivial for the council. It seems that people are looked down upon for being prepared, having done their homework. It's like going through a math class and you didn't study, you're going to flunk. Are you ready to give an answer for what they're doing and why they are doing it? I have a list of 14 words and phrases from my observations, just for me, that do not fit your agenda, or at the very least makes this council uncomfortable. And these are the 14 words and phrases. Number 1, compliance, legal, fair, backbone, FOIA, fair elections, time cards, caring for your community, participation, open, honest discussion, being prepared, new ideas, communication, and the last, results. These words and ideas do not seem to be part of your overall agenda. Personally, shame on you. You can do better. If not for yourself, at least for your community that elected you to do so. That's all. Thank you.
Stephen.
Thank you, sir. Over being the center of the room, in fact, my name is Stephen Johns. I'm just a podium in the middle of the room, sir. Ladies and gentlemen.
Give you 5 minutes to talk.
Yes, I'm ready for it to run any time. I speak faster than anybody in this building, so it's going to be quick. Jim White is an aggressive man. He lied, so I kicked him in the balls. He's bootlegging drugs with Billy Darnell over the Memorial Bridge. The guy that's helping him do it lives right over here. His name is Billy Darnell. They're using a little man in a wheelchair, taking advantage of him because they can't house him in the jail. Tyler Marbella deals the drugs. They help him get him. They come in at the Mid-American Airport. Billy Darnell moves them all in. They're feeding these smoke shops here full of Arabs that are taking your money that you need to spend on your town. They're your government. I can walk in there right now with $5, ma'am, my marijuana, and walk out with no taxes paid to my government. He allows it. Him. He's there. I come up, call him needles. Needles in our community, man. He never went. I called him. I bust an I, P-T-T-T-T-T-S-D-D-D. He arrested me. The woman beat me, molested me. I asked for a rape kit. Him and Brandon Sapp denied me. They held me down and gave me medical treatment that I refused because it was an illegal immigrant that you guys allowed in our board or our hospital to work in my community. I spotted all this because I work with the Calvary Apostolic Church, Mr. White, and we studied this town since 1979. We're all in violation of federal law, sir. And I want to let you guys know there's $480 million there waiting for this community that Stephen Johns made. That Russell Adams ran out of this community, Stephen Johns #1, because they didn't want him to be sheriff, because they're watching me train my dog so they can learn how to train their dog. Well, buy a female dog, sir, because your male dog only acts aggressive like you. I should be sheriff because Dave covered up a felony that he committed. He actually ran my name through the ringer, sir. My social security number's been changed. The prison at Ram will prove it.
I have paperwork to prove it. He arrested me with Mickey's meth in my pocket because you didn't know any better, even though I had Levi that was smoking the meth with my sons on it. It was not mine. I took it from my son. I couldn't bring it to you because you would arrest me. Sir, I'm a Marine, man. I work with Donald Trump, man. Thank you for watching me. I addressed everybody individually because I know what public speaking is. You don't know how to use Google. You want to fix your water problem? Go down here where I've been helping all your community while he beat me in a cell and hurt me. And help your community dig out the fucking, excuse me, ma'am, I apologize. There's holes down there, big holes, manholes, you know, he could fit in. You crawl down, you unplug it like I did just now to save your water from coming all the way up this right here. I walked around, I picked up your trash. I talked to your wife and helped her from the PTSD she has, sir. She can put headphones on your kids. Save them to listen to you scream.
That's enough. Call them as kids, that's enough.
Apologize, but he took mine from me, sir. Took my home from me, sir. And I tried to tell your wife to give yours back. Understand, sir? You don't know what a Marine is. You don't. And I know I'm not lying. There's two truths in this world. Donald Trump's truth, your truth. You're a Democrat. There's a difference, man. You guys aren't keeping up. Listen, he can say what he wants. I do rap, man. I'm Holy Soldier Records, Stay Up Production, Sleepless Music. $480 million for your family, sir. Calvary Apostolic Church. Go get it. I got 5 days to get rid of it, sir. I did this for you. I ran from Indianapolis, Indiana, with the busted eye. Norman Bailey murdered me when I called him. Norman Bailey murdered me. Cracked me head. Split brain twice. PTSD. Guess what? Your hospital wasn't equipped to take care of me, so I ran to Indianapolis to my father's house where they bugged me for the federal government to come in and study you guys today. And every single one of you aren't equipped to run this board. He is right. He's right, he's wrong. Simple as that. Right is right, wrong is wrong. 5 minutes, 3:45. Okay, let's tear this. Billy Darnell, him, said most of it. Him allowed peroxide in the cell, caused brain hemorrhage. Him, Angel Fuentes. They took blankets because I too loud. They made me suffocate, fall down, sir. He come over there with his boot to try to intimidate me because he don't want me to tell a story. He goes gang stalking. Guess what? Hell's Angels are better at it. I went and got them. They come and say, hey, you can't gang stalk me anymore. But I didn't really do that either. But you could record this if you wanted to. You couldn't keep up with it because I'm a rapper. So I can spit faster than you, Jim. I can be better than you because I'm a rapper.
Did you address the council?
I'm sorry, I wasn't addressing the council, sir. Anybody named Jim here? No? Oh, I apologize. I thought one of you guys named Jim. I go, he hit in the head too hard, Jim. I even spray painted. I make meth on the side of the building. This is my life and limb.
That's enough.
You call him. You need help.
Sir,
He can't cut me off in my 5 minutes, can he, sir? Okay, thank you. Freedom of speech. I can say anything in this meeting I want to, and there's nothing you can do about it. He doesn't want me to speak because I can beat him at this. Better all you. I chased the game all the way to the top. Everybody here is committed federal crimes. Everybody's on camera. Booked $480 million. I love you and your kids. You're amazing. No one's in trouble. Everybody here committed the same crimes, except for some people penetrated babies. Thank you for my 5 minutes. God bless you all. Thank you. Sorry, sir. I apologize. No, I mean, my kids got, listen, my kids got put in paper. I got paper parts, sir. You're right, sir. God bless you. God bless you. I love you. Don't be just saying.
Hey, don't forget your headphone.
Oh, phew. Yeah, man.
Up there on the seat.
God bless you, man. Sorry, folks, for the PTSD. Norman Bailey deserves to be arrested for attempted murder. He severed my brain.
Thank you. Mr. Goldman?
Yes. First of all, I did find it a little disheartening that when most of the people talked here, going on the council, seemed to support them with claps at me, and Jim did a couple times. That was concerning to me. Thank you all for getting up and saying what you have to say. I appreciate that. First thing I have is, Mr. Mayor, can you confirm the employment status of Liz Boatman?
She is not an employee of the city.
When was her last official day of work?
I don't have that available.
That's because it doesn't exist according to city records.
I would guess the last paycheck would indicate that.
How could she have gone from September of 1 year and not collected a paycheck till July of the next?
She worked seasonal work.
Pardon me?
She worked seasonal. She came to finish up some things about mowing and records.
So in that September of 24, she was not officially retired?
I don't know.
Well,
Where do you want to go with this? I mean, what's the point?
Pardon me?
Where are you going with this? I mean, I don't.
I'd like to know her employment status.
She's not working for the city now. She's done.
She's done, she wouldn't be coming back, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Where I'm going with it is the comments that citizen has made, if she isn't, she has a right to make whatever statement she wants up here, as was just exhibited. But if it's coming from a city employee, I would have expected you to address it. That's where I was going with it.
Okay.
Second thing is there, Mike, I hate to put you on the spot, but I got a few questions for you. I was going to ask these questions of Mr. Tipser, but he's not here tonight. Do we know why the department heads aren't here? I think it's a good idea that they show up. I'm not suggesting a motion be made, but does anyone else think that department heads should come up here to the meetings? Or am I the only one?
I believe they should be here if there's something on the agenda that they need to
Address.
Address, yes. Sure.
Okay. Mr. Tipper's still a department head, correct?
Yes, he is.
Is there a reason why he's not here tonight?
No.
Okay. Well, some of the questions I have would be directed to him. I don't expect you to know the answers to these, but last month, Mr. Tipser reported that there is some sort of a computer check that he does at home. I did fail to ask specifically how long that check takes. I assumed it was a very short check. He said he checks it twice a night. Does everyone remember that? He takes his dog out at night and around 6 or so in the evening. I believe, and I could be wrong, but I think he confirmed this with me, that check is being done because there's a system at the drinking water plant that doesn't work properly. And that if that did work properly, that check would not be necessary. That's what I was going to ask you tonight. Do you know anything about that?
I'm not sure exactly what check you're talking about.
He says he signs on his computer twice a night. He's been doing it for a year and a half, and I believe Mr. Rand was doing it before. I'm not sure about that.
What I will tell you is, once we leave at 4 o'clock, the system still runs. So if something goes on between 4 and like 6 in the morning or 6:30,
yeah,
somebody has to kind of check and all that. We do not have a 24/7 coverage.
Right, but
now,
this,
if you want to do that, then he will never have to check it. That means we have to go around the clock.
you don't have to physically be there. The plant, from my understanding, and you correct me if I'm wrong, the plant was built so that this safety system was in place when no one was there, and the operator would get a phone call.
Now no, I do not know.
He confirmed that last month.
Well, I was not here when that system was built.
Okay, fair enough. But he did confirm that last month. He, meaning Mr. Tipser, confirmed there was something broken, and that's why he's doing it, the check at home. I've also consulted with the previous operator who said that the plant was built for this safety system. Yeah.
So if something goes wrong, you get an alarm, you get it.
The operator will get a phone call.
Okay. No, I
and again, Mr. Tipser, I'm not. Were you here, Mike, last month? I don't.
No, I was not.
Yeah, then you weren't privy to that conversation. He did confirm there was something broken. I asked him how long he's been doing it. He said every day for the last year and a half, and he insinuated that Mr. Rand was doing it beforehand. He said since Mr. Rand has quit, if I'm quoting correctly.
Yeah.
So the point of this is, if this system were working correctly, has anyone else here done the math of 2 hours of his pay a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year? Has anyone else here done that simple math after that conversation? Was anyone even interested? I'll give you the number. It's $41,000 a year in overtime pay to check something that my understanding is doesn't need checked. I think that needs looked into, Mr. Mayor. $41,000 a year. Also, in line with my water department issues, it's come to my attention through some research of my own that I've done on the internet. There's what's called a DMRQA
That's an acronym for Discharge Monitoring Report Quality Assurance Study Program. Are you aware of that?
No, sir.
Okay. For my preliminary investigation, this is a program that, off the internet, it says major, which we are a major plant, and selected minor permittees under the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System, our NPDES program, are required to participate in the annual discharge monitoring report, what I just read to you. I've got information from the EPA that says, first of all, do you know if Aaron's email is aarontipshert@yahoo.com? Does that sound right?
Yep.
Okay. The EPA has been sending this information to him for years, and we're supposed to be participating in this program, and we are not. Is anyone here aware of that? Okay. These are the kind of things I would share with you if anyone wants to sit down with me. But until you do, I guess you'll find out about it here at these meetings. Okay. I think that's important. I think you should look into that, Mayor. Oh, yeah, the EPA is looking into it. All right, these are written comments here. To the mayor and anyone on the council who has declined an invitation to meet with myself and Mr. Campbell, you are, in my opinion, not representing our city as you should. In my opinion, you are doing a disservice to the citizens of our town. In my opinion, you are not serious about wanting to be proactive in resolving the many issues facing our community. In my opinion, some decisions here have been made and positions have been taken by members of this council and the mayor based on personalities involved rather than facts and evidence. What's the evidence that I'm using to come up with this opinion? Here's a list. By the way, Ms. Bowman, you mentioned contact or the disconnect, what the rationale, that's part of the rationale right there. Here's what I believe is evidence to back up my opinion. The numerous EPA reports. It's all there for anyone with eyes to see. It's been there since last April. I would wager that many of you on this council don't even know what's in some of these reports to this day. I would go as far as to say that the evidence contained in them is damaging, glaring, egregious, and embarrassing to our community. Number two, what's been reported to me, again, evidence of my opinion, what has been reported to me by 3 different sources in the know, which you just confirmed tonight, that Mr. Tipsher's wastewater certification is being pulled. That's significant. Inaccurate statements and misinformed statements made by members of this council to the mayor. In my opinion, it could even be argued that some of these statements made right here during a council meeting on video were made with the knowledge by the speaker that the statements were untrue or encouraging the council to take a vote on something that very likely would have resulted in the council participating in an illegal action. Number 4, the unwillingness of every council member and the mayor, other than Ms. Brewer. I thank you for sitting down. That was a long meeting. At least twice as long as what we expected. Thanks for hearing us out. But their refusal to meet with us. Mr. Mayor, I sent this email to you the other day. And you and I spoke a few weeks ago. And I still haven't gotten a meeting time with you. Yet, on February 4th, during a tape meeting here, you, Mr. Mayor, said in response to my accusation that you won't meet with me nor the citizens that you represent. You made this statement: this building is always open. All you have to do is pick up the phone and call. For anyone interested in looking, that's at 8 minutes and 20 seconds of that February 4th video. You and I had a conversation on a Saturday, a couple Saturdays ago. You did express an interest in reconciling. You still haven't made an appointment with me, you said you're still considering it. I don't understand why it takes so much time to consider that when you approached me. So here's my response to that, or my recollection of that meeting or that conversation we had a few weeks ago for a few minutes. As a follow-up to our in-person conversation the evening of March 7th at the Armory, I appreciate that you expressed an interest in reconciling differences on various positions on how to deal with the business of the city. You stated at one point during our conversation, Dwayne, it's difficult to talk to you. I asked you why that was, and if you meant it personally or in a professional way. Your response was, personally. I asked why. You stated because of the lawsuit you have against me. My response was that suit should not keep us from communicating about the issues facing our community. I am, after all, a city alderman still. I maintain that the lawsuit should not prohibit us from collaborating on how to handle the issues of the city. My valuable input has essentially been cast aside by you and all but one of the aldermen. I've done more research on various issues, to include the EPA issues, I would wager, than any other alderman, and quite possibly more than the group of you put together. I'm confident that I possess information that you may not be aware of. Again, this is an email that I sent to the mayor. I've expressed the desire to meet with you a few times recently, but you have not been able, I've not been able to get you to schedule a meeting with me. Mr. Campbell has asked for a meeting with you as well. And according to your text message to Alderman Goins, you have no desire to meet with me or Mr. Campbell in that text message. Mr. Campbell has done extensive research, probably more than I have, as well, and has just as valuable input as I do on several issues that we'd like to see addressed. If you are now serious about reconciling, your word, I would expect that process to include a meeting with Mr. Campbell and I to discuss how we got to this point, and an honest discussion on how to reconcile. A genuine reconciliation process does not mean ignoring our respective positions on the issues at hand, nor ignoring an open and honest discussion on what we each believe, to include you, may have been the wrongs and mistakes or poor judgments the other has made. To that end, if you would like to sit down with Mr. Campbell and I for an open and frank discussion of any and all issues each of us would like to discuss and address, I'm happy to participate in such a meeting. Please advise as to your thoughts. And I think you responded that you would give it some thought. Still no meeting to this day. That email was sent on March the 9th. More evidence to support my opinion. What appears to be, again, in my opinion, an acceptance by this council of what I believe to be the gaslighting by HMG and the mayor regarding the rationale of the late filing of our NPDES permit application. We don't still have a permit. We're still dumping water into the river that does not meet the requirements. Probably will be for a very long time. More evidence, text messages. I came prepared to discuss a lot of them. I won't go over all of them again, but I do have some that I'm going to review. Text messages between the mayor and the council members. They show a total and complete disregard to the desire to address, again, this is my opinion, with any level of seriousness, the issues with our wastewater plant. Sure, there's insults in there, but more importantly is what I just said. There's not one single text message between the mayor and anyone on the city council from December 1st till when you got your FOIA response that talked about anything serious about fixing the issues at hand. But before I delve into those, I want to suggest to the council, get an education on these issues. Do your jobs. Represent our community better. I promise you, I guarantee you that I have information that will at the very least surprise you, if not shock you. I suggest to you that more EPA action is likely to take place on a level of which just might shake the foundations of this community. That's not hyperbole. I shared a little bit of that with you today, Mr. Mayor. You said you weren't aware of it. I'm surprised you don't know. For example, for those who may not be aware, the IEPA on the 19th, council members know this, but on the 19th, the IEPA rejected our compliance agreement for the sewer plant, and they referred it for prosecutorial action. Significant. Furthermore, if any of you would like to raise hands on this next one, I'd be interested in knowing. The federal EPA has opened a civil investigation. I was informed of this. By the way, I want to make it clear, not that it should matter, everything I've gotten involved in to this point was brought to me once it had already started. Or I got involved when I found out about it. I didn't initiate any of these investigations, but that doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. The people who did, it shouldn't matter. So it brought to my attention there's a federal civil investigation. Everyone's aware of that here, I expect. Does everybody know the civil EPA was here last week? Okay. How many of you know that the criminal division has an investigation? The federal. Anybody care to raise their hand? Does anybody know? Dawn, do you know?
Do I know that that's going? Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I've met with y'all, so we've talked.
That's right. You found out from
Yeah,
us.
so, yeah, I was gonna say, that's right.
So you shared, did anyone know this before she shared it? No one wants to participate in the discussion here, right? I'm talking on my own again. Okay.
Supposed to work together.
Yeah, well, that doesn't happen, apparently. As a matter of fact, I'm going to share this one last thing before I get into some other stuff, and then I'll be done. When I was talking to the EPA criminal investigators, first of all, the civil division referred me to them. They said, you need to call them. And I said, fine, okay. I didn't know if I had enough here to do that, but since you're directing me to do it, I will. I said, would you do me a favor, though, before I did? Would you call them and give them a heads up so they don't think I'm some kind of kook here? And she'd been telling me all along, the civil person, I can't share with you what's going on in the investigation. She said, but you by all means tell me everything you know. And when I did ask her to make a phone call to the criminal division for me, give them a heads up, her response was, I can tell you this, they already know. And they're expecting you to call. So, you all can sit here and keep your heads, some of you, not all of you. If it pertains to you, then it's up to you for decide. Sit here like ostriches and keep your heads in the sand if you want. I, for one, I'm not going to do that. So when I was rambling, I called these agents. One of them called me back and said, don't call my office. The number you got was my office number. My cohort is also involved in this investigation. Here's his cell phone, and here's my cell phone. I said, thank you. He says, yeah, I just got out of the gym. I'm in the parking lot. I'm talking to you now on my cell phone in the parking lot. I rambled on with this guy, as I tend to do. And at one point, I apologized for rambling. And what I'm about to tell you, I would hope that some of you all here would take this to heart. His words to me were, hey, he stopped me as I was apologizing. He said, hey, I work for you, and don't you forget that. I said, how refreshing.
Yeah,
I've never heard that before.
we need more of that.
So there's that. The whole folder. Bear with me as I look through these. So these are messages from Russell Goins, Mr. Goins, to the mayor. The mayor refers to 3 people, Vladimir, Louis, and Jinjo, must be at the podcast, the dark side meeting at Rutgers Building this afternoon. Couple questions. I'm just curious. How'd you come up with Vladimir? Anybody care to share where that came from? Maybe you, Victor? It's in yours too. Mayor? Do you find that professional?
These were,
Pardon me?
these were private conversations that we had over text messaging.
They're on public, they're on your public phone. The point is, pardon me?
Doesn't he have personal messages on his phone too?
Are you suggesting these aren't allowed by FOIA to be disseminated? That's where they came from.
Well, what does that have to do with city business?
Exactly. You're discussing city business.
We are?
They were given to us through a FOIA request of his phone.
But no, what does that message have to do with city business? Does it
Why
discuss
are you guys discussing where we're meeting
Hold
to
on
discuss city
If
business?
they called you Uncle Tom, would you like it?
Does that discuss anything to do with the cemetery, the
I'll
park?
go on. I'll give you that one.
Any agencies?
So does anyone want to tell me where Vladimir came from? I'll ask it again here in a little bit. Here's one for you, Russell. Are we under surveillance? Mayor? Am I and the people meeting with me under surveillance that you would be talking to the city council members where we're at?
No.
I think that's skirting the line. So there you go. Here's an answer for it. Rucker Building down by the cemetery. Yeah, I wonder if we're under surveillance again. By the way, Russell, you could just ask me, I would have told you. How about this one? It's interesting they don't meet at Vladimir's house. Maybe they have their meetings there as well. That's from the mayor. So I'll tell you the locations we have the meetings right now. We have at my house on Sunday nights at 5. Any one of you at a time is welcome to come. I've invited some of you. You're welcome to come, one at a time. We do podcast at the old Rutgers Building. Just ask me, I'll tell you. I got nothing to hide. Big meeting tonight at the clubhouse. Wow, they're planning early, Russell says. Yeah, we changed our times from Mondays at 6 to Sundays at 5. This is on a side note, the high school. You guys discussed the high school. That's city business. What's the latest on that? Do we have the high school? Are we planning on
We're
it?
still waiting for another hearing, right, Mike?
We have filed a motion to enforce the settlement agreement that's set for hearing later this month. The attorney for the owners has indicated he's going to be filing a motion to withdraw as their counsel. That's the latest.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I see WTWO, or I see we made WTWO on the water plant violations. Wow, I wonder how that news got to them. That wasn't through anyone I'm associated with, just so you know. I'll tell you if it was. Okay, here's some city business. Talking about meeting with, responding to Mr. Campbell on meeting with him. Mr. Goins says, in answer to that request, that's easy, that's not a news source. I want to correct you, he is a news source. He runs a news page.
Was he
So is it-
certified,
You have to be
registered?
certified?
I have the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, maybe you've heard of it.
So no, thank you.
Okay.
He's not.
Okay.
If I put on a cape, that doesn't make me a crime fighter.
Right of the free press, First Amendment, look it up.
Thank you. Not much advantage to get in that situation, the mayor says.
That was good, sir.
And here's an interesting, true, if you respond via email, you know it will be posted. Well, it's posted here as well. I believe Louis covered the ones with Miss Green where she and the mayor think it's funny that your messages go to her spam file. She is your representative in your ward, right? Okay.
I will respond to that when I get to my time, if I get my
Okay.
time.
Okay. But you did say that here, right?
Probably did, if it's there. I still have it on my phone, I can look it up.
Is there a reason why you wouldn't want to respond to him?
I can respond now. Do you want me to take your time and respond?
You're not taking my time. I got all the
Yeah,
time in the world.
it's your time, it's your voice right
I'm
now, it's
not
not my
giving up my
time
time,
yet.
but-
I'll wait until my time.
Peace, ma'am.
Huh?
You aren't keeping peace like you said.
Conversation will stay up here.
I'm just wondering why you guys think it's okay to talk shit about everybody, but then when you guys are confronted, all he's doing is just confronting what was said. Like, it's your guys' personal time. He's not doing nothing wrong, but saying what you guys are stating, and you guys are being very angry.
You're out of order.
You're out of order.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah, let me continue.
Continue, Glenn.
So, Ms. Brewer says, hello, I hear Adam Niemer, Adam N. will be here to tour the plant. I'd like to go if possible. That was a legitimate, request. Did you get to go, Ms. Brewer?
Yes.
Did any other council member?
I was no, just me.
Okay,
Just me.
I thought somebody said so. Okay. Mr. Mayor, did you go to that one?
I was there.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Dunn, you had sent on 12/17, are you available to the mayor, the mayor, sorry. The mayor sent to you, are you available for a highly confidential conversation this afternoon? It's confidential, that's fine, I assume that was with one council member?
Yes.
That's all I got for you. All right, best for last. Mr. Fritz says, did Satan and his menu show up down there this morning? Or up down there? It's for the pancake breakfast that we all go to that's open to the public. Pancake breakfast is at a church, by the way, and Satan and his minion and succubus are apparently going there, according to Victor. A little comical, I think, but here, and unprofessional, but here's a serious one. Victor sends to the mayor, how did Vlad, I assume that's me, paid, improper grammar, that EPA guy to do that inspection and write that bogus report? I'd like to subpoena the bank records of both of them. You may get to do that. That's been turned over to the federal EPA, by the way. Your accusation that I bribed a state official. Of course, the mayor had no response. I'm curious why you didn't correct him. Do you believe that I've bribed the EPA?
No.
Okay. But here's an interesting take on that. If you think those reports were so serious that someone had to bribe them, and the fact is that I did not, do you still think they're serious? That was rhetorical. You didn't have to answer. Good riddance to Louis the Spy, Mr. Fritz said. That was a fellow council member sitting next to you that you referred to as a spy. You should be embarrassed. We're Satan and his succubus at the pancake breakfast this morning. Of course, the mayor doesn't tell him to tone down the language.
You will my wife, though.
Mr. Fritz says, I'll only leave at the request of the majority of the council. I think the public is well aware of my complete hatred of Councilman Satan. Yes, we're all aware, Victor. We're all aware. And the mayor says, don't let them bully you. Is it bullying by using their own words against them, Mr. Mayor? Do you think I'm bullying anyone?
I have no comment.
Well, you did here. Fight to the end, the mayor says. Victor says what happened to free speech in this country, yet he's got nothing to say here about this. Mayor says it's only free speech for those guys. Anyone that pushes back is attacked. Again, I'm not attacking you with anything other than your own words and your disregard in meeting with me and other people in this community, not just Mr. Campbell. Other people would like to meet with you too. You work for all of us. We work for them. I would never turn down a meeting with anyone. Victor also says, if the insurance says it isn't payable in regards to the Horns, Ms. Rodriguez, and the Durants, he says these people need to get past the idea that we can just open the checkbook and pay them off. If we're wrong, yes, we can, Victor. That's the answer to that. You don't go on to say, if we're wrong, we should pay them. You're implying that even if we're wrong, we can't open the checkbook and pay them. That's crazy. And if the insurance says it isn't payable, have they said it's not payable yet, Mr. Mayor?
No.
Okay. Do you have information to show that they have said it? Why would you say it here? It just shows people, this isn't just meant to embarrass anyone. This is meant to show the disregard and disrespect that some of you people have for these people and for me who are trying to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
These are the behind, and if this is what you put in print, I'd be interested to know what you have to say. That's freedom of speech. You can say what you want, but my God, I'd wonder what you say and not put in print. So Victor says if the insurance says it is not payable, they certainly have a reason. I think the evidence will bear out on that. Do you have 1 ounce of evidence, Victor, for that? Because every bit of evidence I've seen, he's seen, they've seen, everyone that comes to my house has seen, everything that's on the EPA reports says otherwise. Do you have something we don't have? Because I'd like to know if you do. Okay. Is that wrong with me to say, Ms. Green? You kind of made a noise there.
I have injuries and.
Okay, I apologize.
Okay, so.
Well, I get a lot of eye rolling from you too.
Well, I'm sorry.
Looks like Boatman and Horn are at it again, Victor says.
Jeez.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm talking, you're saying geez. Did the Boatman spike? I'll wait till you're done. Did the Voteman Spy Network make it to breakfast this morning? This is in regards to city business, Russell.
That is?
Sure it is. He says we're spying for the city.
Oh.
So what's he implying? And if you don't want it on public record, don't do it. How's that? Mayor tells Victor we're usually up to no good. I'd like for you to elaborate on that, Mr. Mayor. You got any
No,
specifics?
not going to elaborate.
Okay. And again, I want to read this one just for effect. How bad, this is from Victor, how bad does Mr. Neal think we stand that ridiculous lawsuit from those crybabies trying to defraud the city for problems that we've proven were mostly caused by themselves? The mayor says, I will call you tomorrow. Crazy that these folks are doing this. Their attorney is also the one that is used by a councilman. The answer to that is yes, it is. Does that have any bearing on it? What is missing in these texts? How about a discussion, a real discussion, a sincere discussion, a discussion that shows any desire whatsoever to solve the problems with our EPA violations? To discover the truth about how the sewage backed up in the homes of, as Victor referred to, the crybabies. That's egregious that you have done that, Victor. Where is that discussion? It's no wonder that these families haven't been made whole yet. It's no wonder that the wastewater treatment plant, because we have not supported them to the degree that we should have, in my opinion. No wonder that our wastewater treatment plant got into the poor condition it was in. It was in this condition before the EPA got here. Y'all realize that, right? It was in that condition before the EPA got here. And again, it doesn't matter. You all are making decisions based on how you feel about me, it appears. I know you are because you've said it. I think you are. It's my opinion. Take me out of the mix. Take care of these people.
Amen. Amen.
The issues were there before the EPA arrived. That vegetation, those trees did not grow in those sludge tanks in a season. The line that was collapsed in front of the, near the Horns home, that was there before the EPA got here. And it's my opinion that less than truthful information has been provided to the EPA. Why do you think the federal EPA got involved? They didn't get involved because of me or Mr. Campbell. They got involved because state legislators have seen what's going on here. And oh, by the way, Ms. Duckworth's office probably called you because of our involvement. I mean, I'm glad they did, and I hope you do everything you can with that. But they said they were going to get in touch with you. We had an hour Zoom meeting with Tammy Duckworth's office. It makes no difference what political affiliation you are in something like this. Okay? Because I've also had meetings with Mr. Rose. I've talked to Mr. Niemer over the phone. Their focus is on getting us help in the form of funding. But they've had meetings with the EPA too. And at least one of them has used the term complicit regarding the Illinois EPA. How do you think the federal EPA got involved? Stop looking at me and look at them and look at the reports. That's my suggestion to you all there. That's all I got on reports. However, Mr. Mayor, I talked briefly to you about this the other day. I have a group of citizens and I who would like to begin to participate in cleaning up the town of discarded trash, like on the streets and sidewalks. I have a lot of people who want to do this. And if we have to, we'll do it on our own. But I'd like to know if the city would participate and provide vests, the trash grabbers, maybe buckets that they carry around to dump into trash bags. We'll come up with our own schedule. You had a great suggestion of putting maybe the full bags right out here behind City Hall. Is that something you'd consider?
Be preferable if you take the full bags to down to the dump over by where Mark Griggs's office is.
So that's changed since we talked?
Well, I think that'd be a better.
You know we're
It's
going to
just
be doing
because
this.
our guys are going to have to come and pick up trash bags. Somebody's going to have to pick them up. If you've got them, it's just as easy to take them back.
How are we going to do that during off time? Is there a way to get in there when it's closed?
No.
Okay.
Saturday.
You understand we're cleaning up the city, right? I just thought the city might help.
I don't know.
So are you
Council have
saying you
thoughts?
won't consider that?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
What's council think? What do you want to hear?
I don't think it's a bad idea. I think there's going to be some coordination done to make sure, you know, you have a place.
I didn't hear you.
I don't think it's a bad idea, but I think you might have to coordinate some things, like where you're
I'll
going to
do all
take the
the
bags and that
coordination,
kind of stuff.
yeah.
I think that's a bad idea.
Place it on the agenda and we'll talk about it next
Yeah.
month.
Well, we'd like to get started right away. Can we make a decision today?
Can you just take the trash down and set it on the outside of the fence down there at the, instead of having it in the back? Because if you have it in the back, people's coming in to pay
That's a
their
good
water
suggestion.
bill or something like
That's a
that.
great suggestion. It's not going to be food items, you know, it's going to be paper products mostly.
You might be
So
able to get some-
animals won't be getting into it. is
You
my
might be able
point.
to get some totes, the blue totes too. Okay,
Just a
maybe.
couple.
I don't know, yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah.
okay.
Throwing it out.
I'll call my contact with Republic, see if I can arrange that. So will the city
We should
provide?
have totes.
Yeah.
Pardon
We
me?
should have some totes.
Okay.
Our city park is full of garbage.
Full garbage. Alcohol.
And well, I mean, it's on our time, we're making on schedule. How about the other items? Vests, we're not asking the city to take on any liability, by the way.
You got grabbers.
Grabbers, the buckets, I know you suggest carrying bags, but you're dragging a bag, we carry a bucket and dump it in a bag. Can I get with you and maybe get some of these items?
That makes the council.
That's fine.
Sure.
But
Yeah. I think
I
so.
would check on the liability of the city for finishing vests.
Yeah.
We'll sign something if you need us to, that's a good idea.
But we won't be going in people's yards, right?
No,
No.
no.
I have a problem, somebody wants to help, but I would check what liability is at that
We move forward on this. Has anybody seen the bags of garbage in front of our high school in the ditch? Nobody?
We'll pick them up and get them, okay. So I'll get with you on that. Thank you.
Anything else? Okay, Mr. French, do you have anything to say? Mr. Goins?
No.
Teresa?
Okay, first of all, Gail, when you made a comment that, could we all get along, I basically was saying, could we all get along? I wasn't meaning anybody out in the audience, okay? Okay.
I didn't understand that.
Okay, that's how I meant it. Okay, Mitch, congratulations on your son. He did a very, unfortunately, I never got to any of the games because I worked, but I did watch him. And I'm very proud of him and the other kids. They did a fantastic job.
Yeah, they did.
And everything, so. And I have nothing against you or Kelsey, okay?
Thank you, Teresa.
You're welcome. Louie,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, your emails was going to my junk mail. The reason I was saying, basically, I wasn't getting, you kept on saying, you were sending me emails, I wasn't getting them. I'm not that equipped on some things. So I said to Dave, his emails was going to my junk mail. Okay, haha, funny, I'm sorry. I wasn't meaning anything by that. And on the other thing, so I'm now getting them, because I'm getting them.
His response was, it seems about right.
Okay. Again, haha, I'm sorry, okay?
I just thought it was inappropriate.
Okay, it possibly was, but it's over with. I'm getting your emails now. They're not going to my junk mail.
Well, you confirm you're getting
Let her
emails.
talk.
Can we meet?
Let her talk.
She's engaging with him. The mayor's running the meeting, not you.
Okay, can we meet?
We can meet.
Why?
I don't feel comfortable of meeting with two guys and myself.
Bring your husband, bring.
No, you don't want my husband to come.
Bring the chief. Welcome him.
I made myself sick. I'm saying too much because they'll probably come back on me. But I made myself sick saying no, I did not want to meet with you and Dwayne. I am here as a city councilman to do the best I can. I took my sword in to do this the best I could.
I appreciate that.
I might not be the smartest cookie on this block, but I do everything for this city I can.
I believe that.
Amen.
Sometimes it requires making.
It does. It doesn't mean that I'm doing everything. I'm not getting all the information and stuff like that. But I just feel like sometimes we're all being, like I said, I'm saying too much. I just need to shut up.
Invite someone to sit down with us and make sure.
But the thing about it is, I would like to invite, another councilman, but then I can't because that's a meeting and everything. So, but anyway.
That's okay.
Yeah,
You're doing
fine.
your job.
You're fine.
Just give me a moment, please, on the meeting, please. Okay, let's see. Okay. March the 28th, we are having an Easter egg hunt out to the city park. The Delts and the city, Lawrenceville City is doing it. It's at 10 o'clock. It's for ages newborn to oh goodness, 12, I believe. I'm sorry, at least till 10. But anyway, please, I'll be having some more information out on the Facebook and stuff like that. So, but it's Easter egg hunt, March the 28th, at 10 a.m. Out to the city park. It will start at the brick pavilion up at the city park. So, anyway, I'm sorry.
When is that again?
March the 28th is on a Saturday.
Maybe we can get out there before then and clean. I know the city employees do a great job, but they can't get it all. Maybe we can get out there before then, the 28th, and pick up trash in the park. Okay.
Yeah, because there's so many empty alcohol bottles, it's just unreal.
We'll deal with that. That was rhetorical.
I'm done.
Thank you. Don?
First of all, it was proud day to be an Indian on Thursday. I'm telling you, I never seen so many red sweatshirts in my life in a place. They didn't have nothing on it, okay? And then also we've had a lot of other athletes that have had wrestlers and things too. So
Yes.
my niece is North Chick, so I'm gonna shout for her today. So we've had a lot of great things here in this town. I mean, from our youth, I'm even gonna say. So I'm gonna say that. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave on a positive thing. But I did enjoy sitting down with these two gentlemen. We got forever, way longer than we intended to.
It was a comfortable meeting.
That's
It was in
fine.
public.
That's fine. We didn't agree on everything. That's okay. That's all right. So I think
Don't know where Vlad came from. I'm curious.
Anything? Mr. Dunn? Anything?
Yes, I'd like to say, Teresa, everybody here knows what you do for this city. The flags you put out, all the volunteer work that you do, everybody knows that, and we appreciate it. And the things that you do for this city, if they don't, they know it now. And I stand up for you, and I know the others do too.
Yeah, I got nothing against
No, I
that. I
know.
just want to sit down and talk about this.
It's all right. I'm not calling your name. But I would like to say, I appreciated the Lawrenceville Indians this year in every sport that they played. And they played wonderful. We won a regional in wrestling for the first time in several years. We had 8 or 9 go to the sectional. We only got 1 to state. But that was something I started a few years ago, if you know, and coached wrestling. I'm so proud of where they've taken it from where I had it. They've improved it over and over again. Now they have the junior high, they have the kids club. We got so many kids involved in that sport, I just love it. But I want to go back to those kids that played that basketball game. I watched them all year long, and they left their hearts on the floor every game they played.
Amen.
And I'll have to give credit to that little Goreville team because they beat us twice.
Yeah.
And I found out they only had 100 kids in that school.
Wow.
And that was amazing. That's the only game that I saw them play that I was disappointed. I wanted them to beat them, but you know what? I had a lot of admiration for those kids and the respect that these kids showed each other on the floor. I was very proud of them. And then the way they came back and won that 3rd place game was amazing. And all those boys, I love them all, and I'm proud of them. I'd like to go a little bit further. I've apologized for all the problems we've had with our sewer program before. I'm doing it again. I've talked to Billy several times. He came and brought me all this stuff. And I have had, in the last couple of weeks, we had a lot of water in my neighborhood and in the blocks close to me. Several people, I went to their homes, I saw what happened. Some of it was clear water. And Mike was down there when they opened up that one drain that hadn't been opened in years and put the old truck in it, and they did force some water through, and I think he did get it open.
Yes.
But, yeah, and one of the neighbors had to go in there in their basement and did a lot of pulling up the carpet and stuff. So I saw several people with basement problems in my ward, not in her area, but in my area. And it's just, it's an old town, they're old sewers. We've just got to do whatever it is to take. I apologize. I want everybody, I hope something's done for everybody. I don't like it.
If anybody can hear the sirens and stuff, we just found out that the 8th grade girls volleyball team.
Did they win?
No.
They won.
You gotta give those girls credit too.
I tell you what, this 8th grade girls team, this 8th grade girls, they are going to woo Lawrenceville somewhere. They are good girls.
Yeah, they're good.
They're good at everything. So. Okay.
Just that I got a lot to learn. Catch up with. I do like to see where I clean up stuff. One of my pet peeves is people leaving junk in their yard.
Yeah.
Putting their chairs out, their mattresses and all that crap. And it makes our city look terrible.
Yep.
I like the program you're fixing to start.
Maybe we can collaborate on that.
I still have coffee with all the old men out in Southern Meadows, because I worked maintenance out there for 3 years. And I occasionally will haul furniture away from the folks out there and bring it down here to 3rd Street. And you don't have to do anything with it. If you're able to haul it, just throw it out of your vehicle and they'll pick it up and throw it in the dumpster. I would also like to add to that program, maybe we could do more of that. Get the furniture and the big stuff down there.
I have a pickup, you call me if you need help. Yep, I like that.
I've done it for Southern Meadows. We need to expand it. If we can get volunteers, expand it to the rest of town. Clean it up a little bit.
11th Street, they got a toilet hanging out there.
I go out there all the time. I live on the east side of town, on 6th Street, so I'm crossing town all the time. And every time I turn around, there's a new couch, a new chair, a new mattress.
We do have enforcement mechanisms for that, do we not, Mayor? I mean, do we?
We do.
Yeah.
But the enforcement needs to be looked at, that's why we need to have discussion.
So we're having that meeting.
The bigger stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
I mean,
Any of it, it's all, we have to do it.
I was talking about my program was picking up paper off the ground and stuff.
Well, and I know if you call up here, then they'll go out and they'll talk to the people, because I call.
Okay,
Yeah, I call.
that's good
I
information.
can understand people that got a new chair, but usually if you order something from a store,
They'll take the old.
they take the old one away. You know, but there's too many of them getting put out, and some people may be elderly, they can't handle moving it, getting rid of it.
Right.
Or just something else to add to help clean the city.
Thank you.
You know, Republic will pick those up if somebody's willing to.
Right.
Well, I think they have to buy a sticker. Well,
Yeah.
call up here and yeah, but I think it'd also be cheaper than a fine. And also just haul it down there, we provided this dumpster for people, so the idea is just throw it out in your front yard and it magically disappears. Yeah, it's not gonna happen, it's working. So, that's a really big dumpster down there, so, but the city guys use their backhoe to pick stuff up, so you don't have to throw it in the dumpster. Well, my report is essentially a little late in that recognizing the Lawrenceville Indians and all they did this basketball season. I know it was a great ride, watching those kids, lifting up the community, seeing people at the games, and it's just a lot of fun. The city's going to try to put together a reception or something for them, but then, you know, we've got the girls, the 8th grade girls got 4th place in basketball, and here they are in volleyball, and so, you know, we're going to try to do something to recognize the kids in our community.
Do you realize they set a record that's never been done before since Lawrenceville High School began? They won 35 games.
That's right.
Yeah.
They did. A couple of events. The Covenant Church of Grace is going to have a street party on May 16th. That's a Saturday in front of their building. And then Urban Social will have a party, block party, in the parking lot behind their facility on April 18th from 3 to 7. So those are 2 events coming up. So that's all I've got. Next meeting is on April 9th, 2026. I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion.
Motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
So tired. I gotta go home.